Okay. Okay, so that's going good. I would like to watch it. Thank you. Yo! It's lucky! It's lucky! Y'all know what that means. Okay, let's just make sure it's hopefully not counting me down on my luck time by me sitting here in the pause screen. I'm gonna hope that's not right. Come on, Switch. Show me the thing, please. Come on now. Come on. That ain't it. That is not it. That's not it. It's not. Oh, Lord. Hello? Hello? Oh, there we go. Alright, we have sound and we have picture. Hello everyone, my name is Allie. I'm from Ok2BeFat because it is okay to be fat. Welcome to your Yakuza stream. We stream all the Yakuza games. And some ancillary material. I had a whole order planned out, but then, you know, things happened as they are wont to do. This is Yakuza 5. And we are going to... Thank you to Gancarl for the follow. Oh, I've booped into his stream. He is also streaming Yakuza 5. And Gilded Zed told me about it. I went over, and it was like a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll be able to drop in there and hang out some more too, because I just love Yakuza games. And I love hanging out with some good buds. So, alright. Let's get started. So this is my lucky day. And seeing that it is my lucky day, we have got to scooty scoot to the Mahjong parlor immediately, because like, do I need money at the Mahjong parlor? No, fuck you, man, come on. I gotta kill this guy real fast. Oh, you know what? Fuck off. There we go. Hopefully this will get all of them. Killer kick combo. Oh, it might not be an area attack. I forgot it had quick time events. I don't know why they always do. Oh man. Zoom, zoom, zoom. I got more of these guys. Is that him? Where are you? Alright, cool. Let me go to Mahjong! It's my lucky day! I don't care about that at all! How dare you interrupt my Mahjong luck? Why, I ought to. That's good. That's the closest to the Mahjong parlor. Take me to Mahjong, please! Was I expected to play Mahjong? No. But then I got lucky, and now I will. I do not even need the money. I just want to see how much money I can get. Fuck off! Fuck off! Forstein, hi! Welcome! Oh, we got Stabby Duck. Alright, so I gotta get... Okay. I need to buy... How many do I want to buy? That many. Okay. Now I need... 25 more. God Pasta, hi! Hey, sweetie, how you doing? Oh no, dumpster fires. Alright. Alright, let's get into it. Ma'am, I have luck. Let's go. Yes! It doesn't even matter if I lose. I have so much money because I beat her the last time. It was great! I'll play. Good, that's the spirit. Here, yeah. That's fine, whatever, let me in. I survived a heckin' bad ER trip, kinda broke my foot. Oh no! Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope that you heal up good and feel better. y'all, I am now. See, now I feel bad because I'm like, I don't want to be braggy. I don't really believe in that, but y'all, I like. I'm like, my body does not hurt. It's as close to rounding it up to not hurting as it has been in so long. So long. Do I wish to pawn? No. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 8. This is not shaping up as good as I would like, so I'm gonna take that 8. I just celebrate the not hurting day. I know. Oh my god, I like finally got my ding dang back to crack, which I have been trying to do for days. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Okay. Ooh, I gotta get rid of that. Really? Boo! It's just been, it's one of them situations where like I think it's stress too. My muscles just got so tight, it was like yanking everything around, and it was like, ow! And then I was supposed to have a massage, but then it was on the like hot day of doom hotness, and it, you know, it's in a place where, like, bless her, this place does not have temperature control. It simply doesn't. And oh my god, see, this is the luck. And I was just like, could we not do it right now? Which I still think was probably the best idea, but I didn't get my massage. We ADHD peeps have 2 type muscles usually, which explained a lot to me. Yeah, I mean, like, I just get stuff and it is, like, clearly not lining up properly, you know what I mean? And then it's just, I know if I can get it to, like, if I can get it to, like, you know, pop back in, it'll start getting better, but sometimes it's so tight. Hanuman! Yes! I love it when it's good luck. Oh, I don't need that. I was just like, I don't know, I feel like, I don't know. It's a little early for that. Like floaty almost. Like I could float away. It's just so nice. A little bit disappointing to have busy work on a good brain and pretty good body day, but you know, sometimes you have to do your job. Boo. Oh my god. Yes, we sense when other people don't, and we hold it, so your muscles are overused and freaking out most of the time unless you actively relax. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I did go to massage school, and there's like, I can see it, because, you know, especially if you get like hyper focused in, or you know, start doing that thing where you're like spacing out and losing time, which happens to me all the time, then like you'll be stuck in one position, which is gonna be, you know, hard on the muscles. As I'm either stuck in one position or I got the zoomies. There is no in between. Why would there be an in-between? In-between is for not me. Oh, right. I gotta go. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Now I just need that. Yo. Okay. Ah. No, that messes it up, though. That's my pair. Yeah, it's zoomies or nothing. It's just mess. I'm like, you know, anything at a reasonable amount. Like, no, there is no reasonable amount. That's not for you. You don't get reasonable amounts. And I'm just like, but why? I would like to have a reasonable amount, and it just never happens. Gilded Zed, welcome! Oh my god, y'all. I was DMing Forstine about this, so they know about this already. But, I'm gonna keep it, like, low detail, but none of these people watch streams ever. So I'm just gonna be like, I had the most brain melting meetings in the middle of like super rush, deadline, rush, deadline, rush, ah! In the middle of all of that, right? We had a meeting, an hour-long meeting. Like, y'all, it is super rush deadline day. What are we having meetings for? We don't have meetings on super rush deadline day. What are y'all doing? And then we have this meeting where it's basically like, I would like to receive an explanation of why you are bad at your job. Person A, go. And like, to be fair, person A is bad at their job. Okay? So like, I mean, I guess, but also, like, I don't need to be here for this. An hour! I shouldn't have even been in that. That got nothing to do with me. I'm like, I don't want to be involved in shit. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Can I go and do it some more? What is happening? And then my one coworker who, like, part of what I'm doing QC, y'all. I always get stuck doing QC, quality control. So, like, I mean, like, I can't just be good at my job, right? I gotta, like, grade other people's work, and I hate it. Because, like, there is not a nice way to tell people that they have counted wrong. Like, you said this was 20 things, and it ain't. It's 24. Like, how am I supposed... I mean, I've tried a number of ways to propose that, and it just never... It's never received well. Oh my god. Gilded said, I had the worst night ever, stuck awake and massively plagued by depression. Oh, Gilded said, I'm so sorry. That is rough. This is the first place I found worth a damn. Oh, that's so sweet of you to say. I hope that it is, like, a nice distraction for you. Because, like, sometimes when things are, like, not... Ah! Give me all your monies! Sometimes when things are not going the way that I, like, you know, kind of hoped, it can be a distraction, can be, like, so key, just, like, something to just take my mind off of it, you know? Like, that's Yakuza for me, was that originally. Like, I'm just like, this game series, like, came to me at a point when I was having... worse long COVID symptoms. I was having terrible insomnia, and I was just in pain all the time, and everything was bad, and I was just miserable constantly. And like, it gave me like a place to experience some joy, and like, that's why I wanted to to be honest, that's why. Oh no, I gotta come back. That's why I wanted to stream it, was because I'm like, this will be like an appointment to have some joy. Like, you can like, because I want to experience the joy too, you know, and like I do when I play these games. It's so joyful to me. And that's like, for me, has been like so critical. You know, JoJo has been similar, where it's just like, it gives me something else to think about that isn't just about how I feel miserable. Just carry on as usual. I like the environment. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that so much. You know, I just, that titanium driver is pretty good. It's this one. Yeah, fragile 9 iron, not so good. I think get rid of one of those. You know what? I can get rid of a lot of this stuff and then just come back and get out what I want, because I'm gonna need to carry some plates. Alright. Oh, you know what though? Y'all, I got this. Yes, these are the wooden. I'm like, I thought I got spiked ones with the nails in it. I gotta get me some of those. Those are good. Yeah, so we were having this meeting, right? And it was all like, it was a like getting scolded meeting, and I was just like, I simply do not need to be here for this, because I am not, none of this applies to me. You know, like in school when the teacher would get mad and start yelling at the class. I mean, like, nobody was yelling, but like, it was awkward. And like, and I'm just like, I simply didn't do anything, and I don't understand why you can't just tell this person to fuck off without me having to be involved. You know, I mean, I just, like, I didn't say that for, like, you know, to feel bad for me exactly. I'm just, like, you know, I appreciate this series so much. Like, you know, when you are a creator and you make something, like, you put it out there, you don't know, you know, how it's gonna affect people, how it's gonna land. And then sometimes people, I mean, it's happened for me sometimes, that people will be like, that thing that you did, you know, even years ago, because, like, you know, it's the internet, stuff I did years ago is still up, and like, they'll be like, that really meant a lot to me. And it's like, it's just, you know, it's great to be able to do that. Getcha! And like, yeah. And then, you know, I'm like, and other people do that for me. Cause like, I know damn good well these games weren't made for me. I am not a Japanese man. You know, especially with the Nagoshi Lab ones, he was very clear that he had a really clear audience, and that he was like, not, I mean, not like unwelcoming to other people, but was just like, I have a focus of a person that I'm like, you know, looking to do this for. And I think, you know, some of the, as we've talked about, more problematic issues aside, I think as a design, like, philosophy, that's incredibly smart. Like, you do kind of have to have, an audience, and like, in mind when you're making something, or else, like, you know, that's a good way to kind of like winnow down and make decisions. Because when you're making a creative project, like, especially one that's really complicated, that takes a long time to put together, there's a lot of places where you, like, it might not be clear, you know, which direction is the best way to go, because you don't, you know, it's hard, like, it's a lot of moving parts. Video games are so complicated to put together, and like, having like a really strong audience in mind is it can be really useful, I think. I just like the design in these games is so good, and it's not even just like the actual design features, although those are incredibly well done. Um, but it's more like the sheer level of like project management skill that you have to have, which is part of like design, because like that's what we learned in theater design, which is about like, you know, running and managing large projects where a lot of people are involved, which is different than like doing your own, you know, YouTube video in your house. um that like you have all these people and somebody has to be like kind of overseeing the thing, and just the level of games that they put out is, I don't need that, is so it's just such a high, it's everything is so high level that like you would never ever be able to do that without having a like structure that is incredibly, you know, thought out and designed, and that, you know, like just like dang dong stuff like how do you label files, where do they go, you know, like if you have the, I don't know, like be my baby sign, right, for Camarocho, and you want to put it up, where is it? Like, where in the hard drive is that? Where is the file that has the fight music? If you want to reuse it, you want to reuse like a different version of Camarocho Lullaby as incidental background music. Where is that? Right? Like, you have to have such a like system of like archiving things that you can find them even, right? And like when you just, I know I've said this so many times, but like when you look at how long it takes to put out some of these, you know, like Western studio games, and they take so long to put out games, and it's clearly like, or like what they do sometimes with the Marvel movies with the CGI, where it's just like, you need to know before this point what you're doing, right? Like, I really think, you know, if you're gonna have a CGI heavy movie, you should put animators in charge of it, because like they're not gonna let it go off the rails like that. And they're used to doing, you know, storyboarding and stuff like that, and managing these kinds of projects, but they're putting people in charge of these things that don't have that kind of experience. And so they're like crunching and asking for redos, and can we do this and can we do that, and it's like, no, you should have thought of that 2 months ago, sorry. And that's why a lot of them look like ass. I mean, also because like it's union busting. You know, IATSE is the trade union for all of the like creative, you know, performing craft arts, like stage, screen. It's IATSE for all of your, you know, crew. And like but like CGI artists are not covered by IATSE. So when they like are like, oh, we'll just do it in post, we'll just build this like city in the post, and we won't like have scene painters make it, we won't do costume like realistic pieces. Like, if you want to do like real props, then you have to go with a union member, but if you send it to a CGI place, then you don't. And like, it is in that way, and kind of, in my opinion, a form of union busting. Oh no, you burned your dumplings, Forstine. I'm so sorry. Oh, God, pasta. It's okay, sweetie. Don't worry about it. Like, no, I just didn't want you to think that I was like, you know, having a hard time. But like, I do appreciate the empathy. Like, I mean, other disabled people like with long COVID have been an incredible source of solace, because it has been a real trial, to be honest. But oh my god, let me just finish the story about what happened with this meeting, because like it was a scolding meeting. It was a like explain yourself meeting. Why are you not doing what you're supposed to be doing meeting, right? You know, and like I know I've done what I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm just sitting there being like, this has got nothing to do with me. My name is Paul, and that's between y'all. Why am I here? Because I have super rush deadline things to do. Dear God. And then one of my coworkers starts arguing with our boss, and that's why it took so long. And like, our boss was not wrong that this person was not doing what they were supposed to be doing. And they were just like, well, it's unreasonable for you to ask me to do my job. And I was like, what is happening? I want out of this now. It was so awkward. I was just like passing notes to Josh, like, this person is arguing with our boss and I want to die. Like, make this stop. My soul is dying. I'm just like, we're not getting out of here. In what universe do you argue with? I can't imagine doing that. I mean, cause like if I knew I was one of the people who had not done the thing properly and in the proper amount of time, I would simply be quiet and just be like, do, hope nobody notices me. And like, I am like, this is a baffling thing to have done, and it was so awkward, and I just had to sit there while it was happening, because I couldn't leave. I had exactly 6 more dumplings in the freezer. That is at least better than... Oh, good! More dumplings! That's great! Hey, guy, would you like to get your ass kicked? Oh, my God. I was just like... Ah... I mean... I don't want to be the boss. That is not what I want. Oh, really? That sucks. That's not what I want. I just want to do my job with no muss, no fuss, and have it be done, you know? And just be like, here you go. It's done. I don't want to have to think about it when it's not happening. I don't know. You know, I mean, it's just like, this one person is so fighty, too. It's just like, I hate doing QC work. Because, like, I feel awkward telling people that they've done something wrong. I get more and more tense about it as the years go on, because the reactions are not good. And then I'm just like, ugh. But then, like, you know, you got someone that's real fighty, and you're just like, please, like, let this person not have made a mistake, because I don't, like, I think it's like, oh, you want to try to get me, and I'm like, I really don't. I really just want this to be clean, and it can go through, and I can just be like, if I QC a file and it's fine, then I did my job. My job is to check it. If I check it and I come back and I'm like, looks good, then we've both done our jobs and it's fine. I love that. Perfect. It means I don't have to write extra emails. I don't have to fight with anybody. It's great. I don't understand. Like, it's not that important. I get special jollies from beating up hostess Kiryu, grinding their face on the pavement while I go, your days of scamming lonely women are over. People are expecting you in hell or work. Oh man. That face scrub is it is rough stuff. Whoo! I think every time he did it on when I was streaming, I was like, because it's just like, you know though. But I think that heat move is so like, it's like, yeah, it's like. I guess consonant is the antonym of dissonant. Like, it's ludonarrative consonant. It is like, it makes absolute total sense with the story because, like, he never does anything quite that brutal again. And I think it is like an indication. To me, it is like a visual, like, story indication for how, like, he is really not having a good time. He's depressed. He's a little kind of at the end of his rope. Cause like it's just not. It's a little. I mean, like, listen. I have seen this man throw like nails into someone's mouth and then punch them in the mouth, and I thought that was less brutal than this. Whew. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a date! I just don't think Okinawa Kiryu at his orphanage having a sweet dad time with his kids is gonna be doing the scrubby face thing. Yes, I understand that it costs money. Unlike throwing the nails, the head scrape is really close and, like, intimate. I love the, unlike, yeah, it is. It's just, like, I mean, and also the way that they've animated his, like, face and his facial features, he just looks so tired, you know? Like, my heart hurts for him in that beginning chapter because he is so unhappy. And, like, it shows in his fighting style, because he's just like, leave me alone. And people will not leave him alone. The classic neurodivergent experience. He's like, could you just please leave me alone, God? And they won't. Oh! I'm getting the business card. Thanks again for coming. I got Honoka's business card. Just for you, Akiyama-san. I did really like the fireworks heat move from Zero, where you, like, shove lit fireworks into someone's mouth. Every time I could, I would get a string of fireworks and do it again, because it just made me, like, cackle. It's so funny. Like, that's kind of the thing with that one, is it's like, usually these heat moves are a hee-haw and a half, but not that one. Not that one. And, like, they know how to make funny ones, you know. So I think, you know, to me it looks like a purposeful choice. And I really do like think that this is a really great game. You know, we're in a little bit of a weird chapter, because this is where, for me, it dips a bit, in the story, but, like, you know, I do think, like, the Haruka, like, side missions are a lot of fun. I love spending time with her. I love playing as Akiyama. Like, I mean, I always pick Chun-Li in Street Fighter, because I like to do fast kicking, and so Akiyama, for me, is very fun to play. Get out of Cryptid! Hi! Hydration check? Okay. Oh, that one doesn't have nothing in it. I got one, though. I got a raspberry one. Raspberry seltzer. Good night. Good night to you, sweetie. A host pissed me off, so I ran his face into the dirt. What are your hobbies? That's the hydration check. It's crime time! Yes, I will try my luck, Honoka. I'm just like... I'm feeling pretty good. We got, like, paperwork started on the move. We are making moves to get moved. You know, like it's moving. I've said move so many times, but it's progressing. Well, and so that feels really nice, even though you know it is tiring. But yeah. Time for a crime. Moving moves. Oh man. Okay.
さっきまでセミナー行ってたんよ。めっちゃ疲れたわ。
I just flew to this seminar. My arms are super tired. So I was just at this seminar. Boy, am I super tired. Y'all, I feel like I took 2 edibles and I didn't, and it's simply because my back is not hurting for the first time in forever, and I'm just like, wee! Hello! You stream at 10 p.m. so we always listen while we fall asleep. Oh, that's so sweet. God Pasta says Allie is very calming while also being very funny. That is so nice. Y'all are so nice to me. Alright, so what she actually said was, so I was just at this seminar and boy am I super tired.
Nani?
A job hunting seminar?
勉強会とかとちゃうで。現役のアナウンサーがトレーニングしてくれて、面接のテストまでしてくれんねん。
Y'all, the interview tests and the job interview process for Japanese corporations sounds terrifying. Oh my gosh, it's so intense. It's more like a study session. An actual newscaster came to offer us some training, including some interviews tested. I'm like, I wouldn't have never passed that. I wouldn't have never passed it. I just come off too weird, I think.
アナウンサー志望やったらほぼ必須やからめっちゃ人気なんやけど、なんとか最後の回に参加できたんや。
It's indispensable stuff for folks wanting to be newscasters. It was super popular, but somehow I managed to nab a spot in the final session. But like also they've been in a recession for so long, it's just like it seems tough. It seems like it's tough and like kind of tougher than people really know, because I mean, people in Japan know obviously, but like we don't really get news about that here that much, and I did kind of have to go looking for it. Yeah. I didn't know they had things like that. Was it a good experience for you?
それがな。
Well.
ひょっとして
Did it go well?
実はそうやねん。なんでわかったん？
Of course it did. How could you tell?
たく
By looking at your face. You've been grinning ear to ear this whole time.
ほんまに？うっち
Aw.
ちょっと今テンション高いねんから許してや。
Have I? I'm just in a pretty good mood is all, so hopefully you can let it slide. Why would I need sweetie? I think... Okay, I don't understand that. Maybe it is... Oh, maybe, I don't know. You're supposed to be smiling. You are a smiling lady that he pays money to have conversations with. Hanoka, do you know your job, sweetheart? She is gonna be on a call. She is gonna get yelled at. I don't mind it in the least. No, cause who would?
そのセミナーな、見込みあるって判断されると上級セミナーってのに進めんねやけど、うちもそこに残ってしもて。
Oh, okay, so that's like more like an audition. Anyways, in this seminar, if they think you got the chops, they let you move on to a higher level, and I managed to make the cut. I did go 1 year to the big summer stock giant audition cattle calls, because like it's not just for actors, it's also for crew. And you have like your resume and your portfolio and stuff, and did manage to get an internship out of it. It was a wild experience. It was just like this hotel, and it was just going. Like you know, you'd schedule up, go boom, 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 boom. It was wild. Yeah. No, be supportive. Well, how about that? Guess that shows you what having enough confidence in yourself can do.
せやんな。ここで残れへんようやったらもう諦めよう思ってたとこやったからほんま安心したわ。
I'm like, I mean, I turned to Josh, like, that was earlier in the morning. I turned to Josh in the afternoon, and I'm like, I feel like I hallucinated that phone call. It was so strange. Oh my god. I didn't know. I was just like, my main thing at work is like, please do not notice me. Thank you very much. Yo, I kept reading your Twitter. Oh no. Oh no, don't read my Twitter. It's terrible. I'm only kidding. You have a webpage for me? Alright, shoot it to me on Twitter. If I hadn't made the cut, I was ready to give up on things, so I'm super relieved. Hanoka, sweetheart, you cannot do that with auditions. So many people in this one game are like, if I didn't make my last audition, I would just quit. And I'm like, and because the last girl with Saejima was like, if I don't make this audition, I'm gonna quit. And I'm like, but it's your first audition. If you quit after one failed audition, maybe this is not the job for you. That's assuming you know already. Alright, cool. That sounds great.
そのセミナーで教えてくれはった人も大阪出身の人でな。うちの発音聞いて頑張ってますねって言うてくれはったんやで。
The person who told me about the seminars from Osaka too, and they said they could tell I've been working on my pronunciation. Keep at it.
そうか。
Keep at it. This advanced seminar is your chance to give it your all before it's time for the real deal.
そうやね。こうなったらあんま調子崩したないから店にもあんまり出んようにした方がええかな。
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't work here at the club as much so I don't kill my momentum. I don't know, girl. Are you set for rent? That seems like that's I don't know. What's your wallet look like?
そうだよね。
It's a critical time for you. Taking some time off might not be a bad idea. I mean, this is pretty good advice from Akiyama. The last advice he gave her was wretched.
ちょっと店長に相談してみるわ。
Good point. I'll have to have a talk with my manager. I mean, I would not take advice from Akiyama. He literally had money fall out the sky on him. Don't take advice from him. Do something. Make an order. I have so much money, y'all. I'm just gonna abuse the Mahjong luck system. The problem with the next protagonist is that he is broke as shit, and there is not Mahjong. So there's no way to farm fuck tons of money really quickly, which, it means we're gonna be doing, you know what? I don't want to tell you, but it'll be a surprise. But yes, there's a whole thingy. Where do we get that sky money? I mean, I wish I knew.
なん頼む？
Let's get that fruit platter, cause I got money and get her yes! I win! Let me feed it to ya. Oh, really? Nyang, 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 nyang. Y'all, okay. So, I have been reading every night, which is, so good, because, like,
ちょっと聞いてもええ？
I haven't been able to read like I normally would. Like, I read a lot for pleasure. And then I read a lot for the stuff that I did on YouTube. And, like, and then I got COVID and I just couldn't anymore, and it was very upsetting. And I dipped back in here and there with like romance novels, which was nice. But I've been reading the JoJo mangas, and it's like it's working again. It's working again. Ah, it feels so nice because I'm like, yes. It's a nice feeling. Akiyama-san, can I ask you something real quick?
Nande?
What is it? I mean, I was like not trying to push myself, you know? Because that can be kind of upsetting, but also I was just like, I want to read JoJo mangas. And then I was like, I want to read it in the bed, because the thing is like everything's not out in English yet. I don't understand why, but it's not. They have collected volumes up through Steel Ball Run in Italian and French and everything else. I don't understand why they can't get it together for English, but they can't, and my Japanese is not good enough, okay? And so like it's all online. So I got like the cheapest tablet I could find that seemed like it would work, and I've just been like, I have the tablet, I have a little pop. I have it in a case where it has these little pop things. You can like push in a little bubble and then it pops back out. Very satisfying. So I think that helped, because it helps me like concentrate on it, because I can just go boop 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 while I'm reading, which is nice. Oh yes, the webpage is thousands and thousands of words shitting on Rich Dad Poor Dad. Look at this banger. On page 154, Kiyosaki says the reason you want to have rich friends is to get inside stock market information that you can make low-risk profits. He ends the discussion with the sentence, "That's what friends are for." This is the narrowest, most mercenary definition of friendship I have ever seen. I doubt Kiyosaki is the only person who feels this way about his friends, but he may be the only one dingus enough to say it in a book. Jesus! I mean, that book is so bad, because what I also said to my dad was, none of this happened. You realize that, right? All of his little anecdotes that he's telling you about his rich dad, his poor dad, from when... none of this is real. None of this happened. And he was just like, well, it doesn't matter if it happened. And I'm like, it does, though. Yes, it does. Because it matters, because he said that it did in his book where he's telling you how to do things to get money, when none of that shit don't work neither. I was like, Tom, the way that people make money, like the way this guy made money, is by selling you a book. Duh. It's not off of this bullshit. I mean, like, also, that is insider trading. Like, have some friends that can get you into insider trading. Like, I've had rich friends, and it's actually not that. Some rich people are nice, you know. I was friends with them, but like, because the school that I went to had an amount of rich people, and you could not always tell. You really couldn't. But like, after a while, because like rich people don't want you to know that, but like after a while, it does kind of start to become clear. But like, it's a little dangerous to be friends with rich people when you are not rich people, because they're like a toddler with a knife. They don't mean anything by it, but like, you might end up getting stabbed. Like, it's just, you know, they'll be like, oh, well, why don't you do such and such and such? And it's just like, because I don't come from generational wealth, Jeremy, that's why. Just call your lawyer. Kevin, I don't have a lawyer. What are you talking about? Oh my god. Oh my god. CBC Marketplace did an expose on Rich Dad Poor Dad and confronted him at some talk, and it didn't go great for him. If the advice of Rich Dad back in 1955 was so great, how come Kiyosaki says he was homeless and bankrupt 30 years later? A lawyer checked in the federal court records and said no one named Kiyosaki ever went bankrupt. So he's bragging about a non-existent bankruptcy. Oh, see, he's got to be like, I went down to the bottom and now I'm here. And it's like, no, you got in trouble for tax fraud. That's the thing, too, is like, Tom really wanted to do some of this creative tax filing, aka tax fraud. God, he wanted to do this creative tax filing that this man was advocating for in his book. And I was like, so I just Googled up his name, and one of the first things that came up was that he was in trouble with the IRS. And I was just like, don't do that. Oh man, there's too many Toms! Like, when I tell y'all the amount of times my father has been audited by the... What I said to him on the phone was like, you know they have your name flagged, right? Like, you know that your name and social security number have a little ding, red flag next to them, because you've been audited 3 times, and every single time they have caught you doing some shit. And you have ended up on a fucking payment plan with the United States government. Stop! And he was just like, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, I remember what happened. Don't mind me. Yeah, 3 times. He called me up on the phone. There might be more times that I don't even know about because they happened before I knew what was going on. But this is just from middle school onwards. There could have very well been stuff before that. I don't know. But like, I was in college, right? This man who told me that if I wanted to go to art school, I could go fuck myself and don't ask him for shit. So I got a scholarship, went to art school. It wasn't the art school I wanted to go to, but it was art school. And like, this man calls me up my senior year and is like, hey, I need receipts for all that money I gave you to go to school. And I was like, what money? What? I was so thrown. Because I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you know, you've been in school for 4 years, and I need, like, receipts for the money that I gave you. And I'm like, but you didn't give me any money. I'm like, Cindy gave me, like, $20, $50 here or there in cash. I did not write her out a receipt for that. And then he's like, well, I took money out of my IRA, and, like, I'm going to get in trouble for it to do some insert harebrained scheme here, and of course lost all the money. And then was like, and like, I've been audited, and they said that if it was for my child's schooling, that, you know, apparently it would have been, I guess, fine. And I was like, but it was not, though. And I don't have receipts from 4 years ago for shit that I paid money for. I had so much credit card debt. I mean, I worked the entire time I was in school. I put stuff on credit cards. I ate from the Wendy's dollar menu. It was grim. Cause I was just like, I knew if I did what he wanted me to do, I was gonna be miserable my entire life, and that he was gonna have me by the neck if I took anything from him. And so I didn't. I mean, sometimes I would call them and, like, have to beg for money for, like, medicine and stuff. And, like, sometimes I would get it, and sometimes I wouldn't. But, you know, like, he would do stuff like, I don't know if you actually need money because I saw that you just bought an iPod. And I'm like, you mean this iPod Shuffle that I bought with my Christmas bonus? So that I would, like, have something to have joy in my life? That means I don't need money for medication 3 months later? Anyway. Can you ask a yes/no question? Yes, you can. But yeah, he wanted me to make up. He wanted me to make up receipts somehow, fake receipts to give to the IRS. And then I was like, oh no, the line's going bad. And then I hung up on him, and I just would not answer the phone for like a while, because I'm like, I'm not doing that. Is the name Allie short for something else? It is.
秋山さんって他のお店にも通ったりしてるん？
It's like, it is a takeoff on my birth name, but I don't use that name anymore, and I really don't like it. So I don't like to tell people what it is, because like, I don't like it. And, you know, I wanted to change my name, and I did. So I like Allie a lot. But yeah, it's a pretty common name. It's just not for me, you know. I once knew a guy who was literally registered as Bobby, and it wasn't short for something else. Oh my god! I know somebody with the same thing, but it was Jimmy. And you know how Southerners like to do, like Jimmy Ryan. And like one of them two name people, and like when he went to school, he was like, my name is Ryan. He did not want to be Jimmy. And that's fair. Oh no, I appreciate that. Yeah. Yes, it is short for something. I knew a Jackie that wasn't short for anything. Yeah, it does happen. Do you frequent other clubs? No.
Yeah?
Lately, I've only been coming here.
ほんまに？
For real? Yeah.
そうなんや。よかった。
That's good to hear. Just a Vicky.
ほんならついでにもう一個聞いてもええ？
Yo, that's the other thing too. Nobody in the South is going by their like birth names, right? Nobody's going by their government names. Everybody is like this is how Southerners do, right? They will name their child like Kevin, John, Thompson, like something else. I mean, like they'll have a whole name. Like I've known people whose first names were like last names, like, you know, Jackson, because it's not uncommon for a first name to be your mother's maiden name, so you'll get like stuff like that. So you'll have somebody whose name is like, you know, like literally like Thompson, Jefferson, Smythe the Third, and then like they can't be Tom because their daddy is Tom, or they can't be Tommy because their daddy is Tommy, and they can't be Tom because their granddad is Big Tom. So they end up they just start calling him Doot Doot when he's like a little baby, and then the next thing you know, he's Doot Smythe for the rest of his life, because that's what Southerners are like. Like, I mean, nobody on my mom's side of the family is going by their, like, government name. We have a Bookie and a Pawnee and a Dabby. We got, you know, I mean, like, the usual Chrissies and like, but yeah, we got Deets, you know, like, Doot, Bob Utsunomiya the Third, Big Tom and Little Tom, and then the tiniest Tom. I mean, you also get a lot of like Treys for guys who are the third. I mean, I just thought, I didn't know that could be, when I was a little kid, I didn't know that could be your name. I just thought it was like what you called somebody who was like, you know, Tom Michael Smith the Third. Like, oh yeah, it's Trey. Got a Low, a Peaches, a Sissy. Oh yeah, we got a Sissy. Yep, we got a Sissy too. Bubba's. We got Bubba's. I'm like, how y'all gonna be weird about like when I want to change my name, my family's like, no, we're not gonna do that because like, why would they ever do anything that I asked? And I'm just like, oh, you're not gonna call me by what I want to be called by, but you're gonna call my cousin Bubba, like that's his right name? It's not. Mess. Okay, mind if I ask you one other thing? Whatever you want to know.
それじゃあ
Whatever you want to know.
あんな
So,
秋山さん彼女おるん
Akiyama-san, do you, have a girlfriend? I'm gonna tell her it's a secret. It's a secret. Bubba, yeah, you get a lot of you got a lot of Bubbas and Bubs. I mean, I've known people who like literally call their brother's brother like it's their name. It's wild. People are just vamping out new names for people all the time. I knew so many Daves in college that we had to give them all what we call Dave names. Like, oh yeah, that's serious Dave, this is confused Dave, that's drunk Dave, that's weed Dave. Bub was my nickname as a little kid. Aww. I think we also had a Toot. I love a Toot for a little kid, but like if you're not careful, that's gonna be Toot Johnson, and he's gonna put Toot Johnson on his business cards, attorney at law. That's a secret, and guys who have secrets are more attractive. Tootsie, I had an Aunt Tootsie. Gotta love Tootsie.
さっき何でも答えるって言うたやん
What are you talking about? You just said you'd tell me whatever I wanted to know. I thought it was gonna give me an air of mystery.
ちゃんと答えてよ
I literally got, when I was in Mississippi, I got handed a card that was from, it was like Bubba Thompson. That was not his actual last name. I don't remember what it was. Like Bubba Thompson, attorney at law, and underneath his small print it said like Caldwell Michael Jefferson Thompson the fourth or something. So come on, out with it. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. And at my age, admitting I'm single isn't something I say proudly.
そうなんや
Oh,
ほなうちのことはどう思ってんの
okay. So then, what do you think of me? Hanoka, do not put your hopes in this dirtbag man. That is a mistake. Girl, come on. You don't like... He's a dirtball. He's an adorable dirtball, but like, you know, you gotta know your range. Oh, okay. So then what do you think of me?
Huh?
What? Do I have to answer?
ラーメン
Yeah. Poor Hanoka. It's like every other hostess. I get them up to the highest level. We go to the hotel, fade to pink. Bing bang boom. And then I never call them again. Do nothing.
うちなテーマパークめっちゃ好きやねほっといたら毎週行ってるくらい
I'm a huge fan of amusement parks. There's one I hit up about once a week if I don't watch out. That's amazing. Poor Hanoka. I know. She does have hair that looks like it might contain a secret or two. It's not high enough to have a lot of secrets. Yoko's hair is very tall and it has many secrets. That's amazing. I guess you must have dropped a lot of money on an annual pass.
もちろん余裕で元取れるくらい通ってるで
Yup, I go all the time to make sure I'm getting my money's worth. Really? I didn't know there were people who liked them enough to go that often. Oh, Akiyama, there are.
せやけど今年はまだクリスマスのショー見てへんねん。このままやったら見る前に終わってまうわ。
I do, but I still ain't seen this year's Christmas show. At this rate, it'll be over before I get a chance to see it.
そうか。
That's a shame. You should go soon. I take it you're busy lately?
ずっと
Yeah.
学校が試験期間で忙しかったし、今も毎日シフトで全然遊びに行かれへんねや。
I get slammed by exams at school, and since I'm working every day now, I can't find the time to go. I know why she can't go before work.
あのさ、
It'll mess up her hair. Can you take time off work? A lot of girls work here, so it should be a problem for you to take just one day off.
そらあかんわ。12月は一番の稼ぎ時やで。クリスマスにかこつけてたくさんプレゼント持ってきてもらわなあかんねやから。
Can't do that. December's the best time of year for earnings. Also, a lot of clients use Christmas as an excuse to bring us presents. That's a good point.
そうだよね。
Good point. If a girl at my club asked for a day off at this time of year, I'd have a hard time approving it. Well, then why did we suggest it?
そうやろ。テーマパークもええけど、お客さんも大事やからな。
Right? I mean, I like amusement parks, but my customers are important.
うーん。
Unfortunately, it looks like you might need to give up on trying to see this show. Yeah, like, listen, when I was working in restaurants, I did work on a lot of holidays and stuff because, like, you can get paid way more than normal. But, like, oh man, I delivered pizza for years, and like, Super Bowl Sunday is like the Christmas of pizza delivery. And like, we had wings and pizza, like the whole shaboodle. And like, it is just like exhausting, but like very lucrative. Like, you know, I think I work Christmas Eve, you know, stuff like that. And like, I mean, Christmas Eve kind of dead, but like, Super Bowl Sunday is like the big one for pizza delivery. And when I was a waitress, like, I would work on the days that they had like football games, and it was the same thing. It was just like boop, 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 boop. You know, you get done with a shift and be like, I feel like I got beat with a stick, but like, look at all this money. I do not wish to extend. I will just mess it up. No! Leave. I'm trying to get the shimmy, y'all. I'm trying to get this shimmy. I gotta get this is why I'm doing this. It's for Akiyama's karaoke dance. It's not because I, like, love grinding out the hostess levels. Like, in the last game, I quit way before the end. Like, I like to do it some, but, like, I'll just dip on it usually. But, like, that dance move is compelling. So, here we are. I want to be able to make Akiyama do the shimmy whenever I wish. And that means I have to get this girl to like me. Alright, let's go back in. Should be just 2 more goes, I think.
いらっしゃいませ。
Hello. Yes, it costs money. Yes.
秋山さん、待っとったで。今日も楽しもうな。
Okay.
ええ匂いね。
Yes, sexiness.
なん頼む？
What will it be? Let me give me that gotcha drink. I'll have that. They love that.
すんま
I
せん。
mean, to be fair, I would love to, like, order a drink and get, like, to, you know,
乾杯。
play a capsule
お
game
疲
too.
れ様。
Capsule machine, I guess, not really a game.
何
I
がいい
loved
か
these
な？
things when I was a kid. I would do anything to get money for the capsule. I would just like, please, please, I need smeary temporary tattoos and like weird beads and that thing that's supposed to make smoke, but it doesn't, and the one thing that's... Did y'all ever get them tube little dangers where it's like liquid balloons, and then you open it up and be like, yes! I'm gonna like squeeze out like a whole balloon out of this thing, and the only thing that ever came out of those things was like gray sludge that smelled awful. I was never allowed to do the capsule game. There aren't liquid balloons. There's a lie. The liquid balloons are a lie. I was a very gullible child. I also ordered the sea monkeys out of the comic books. I wanted my X-ray specs. I ordered those too. Very disappointing. I did really... My favorite thing from the capsule machine was when you would get the little pill bits that when you poured like hot water on them, the pill gel part would like dissolve, and it would go whoop, and it would turn into like a foam shape, and I liked that a lot. That was my favorite thing. Because the gum in there was awful. I did like the temporary tattoos. I would put those all over myself. The hot water turns into stuff. Yes. It was just like so What was that liquid balloons? Why did they lie to us? That you could just... I mean... I'm like that. You just straight up lie to children. Be like, you could have little tiny monkey friends in your fish tank. Like, no, you cannot. Like, at least the pills with the hot water that turns into shapes, at least that thing did what it said it was gonna do. My Tom prided himself on his critical thinking skills, telling me not to fall for stuff, but ordered a suspicious amount of products from infomercials. I would just go get, like, quarters from Cindy, because Cindy, at the end of the day, also ADHD, I'm 100% positive, and she would do anything to get you to shut up. She's like, that is too much noise. I need the noise to stop. Will a quarter make the noise stop? Fine. It's like, whatever. And like, so if I wanted like arcade money, I'd have to get it from Cindy. Except that one time where they dropped us off at the... Sometimes they would just leave us places and it would be wild. And sometimes they would like leave us places that were like, we have a weekend event for children. And that was always awesome. Because like people who plan half-day Saturday events for small children are usually doing it around fun things to do, so I loved those. And there was one of them where it was like go to a putt-putt and get a whole bunch of tokens, and that was my fucking favorite. But yeah, I would get money from her, because like if I tried to get money from Tom, he would just be like, that's a waste of money. Like, Street Fighter, like, video games are a waste of money. Like, you don't get anything out of it. And I'm like, I mean, except for fun. Yeah, it's like, oh no, that's a waste of money. I just don't understand. Like, because in everything other than, like, wild, speculative pyramid scheme grifter garbage, this man was, like, just the tightest tightwad. Where you would just be like, no, like, we do have, my mother arguing with him, like, no, they do need new clothes, and it is because they're growing. What are you, yes, there's gonna be new shoes, they're children, and he was just like, it's like everything, and like, but then like turn around and start like vamping, like vibe buying cars that just being like, I'm gonna start a pool cleaning business with these pool robots and you're gonna do it with me. And I was like, the fuck I am not. He was like, yeah, you go to school with some rich kids, why don't you get them rich kids to have us like come over and do pool cleaning with them for a robot. And I was like, I'm like, you could, let me just tell you what, I am not gonna do that. I'm like, I am not gonna present this to any of my friends. You can just forget about that. And he bought pool robots for money. What the hell? I'm just like, I am not gonna suffer further social death because of you. Hey, Akiyama-san? Yeah?
アナウンサーの採用試験ついに始まってまうねん。
Ooh, hiring exams for newscasters are finally starting.
そうか。
Oh, wow. This has been a long time coming.
最後の追い込み何したらええんやろか。
I don't know, you know, it's wild. I'm in the final stretch. What should I do? Do what you've been doing. Do what you've been doing. You got some good momentum, so don't do anything odd that could throw your rhythm off.
そうやな。付け焼き場でなんかしてもきっとうまいこといかへんやろし。
Oh man, this is where I always like fumble the ball. Like, it's not gonna do me any good if I wind up getting all hasty at this point, but I'm always all hasty, and like, and then that's when I like fuck up at the last second. Just, worst. I do that all the time. It's not gonna do me any good if I wind up getting all hasty at this point.
ほな、いつも通りのトレーニングだけ
Yes! I'll stick with my usual training. I mean, my normal strategy with the hostesses is to try to say things that sound encouraging, which is sometimes a trap. But, like, and just not be weird and skeezy, try to be encouraging, because, like, I don't know, that's what I would prefer to do, but it does not always work. He got the really deluxe package from the Juice Man infomercial with a folio of 8 audio cassettes of that dude talking about juice and the Ronco food dehydrator. Oh my god! My dad had that food dehydrator too! Oh my god. He used to make me, for punishment, sit and listen to Tony Robbins tapes for hours. It sucked. At one point, I was like, I think I would rather take a beating, because at least it would be over. Yes. I'll stick with my usual training. Food dehydrator, yes. That'd be for the best. I heard booty hydrator. Can you imagine, like that Doctor Who episode with the Cassandra, who's the like flat lady, and she has to be moisturized, and you were like that, but for butts. Oh, as in a bidet? Well, I guess that would make a lot more sense now, wouldn't it? Than that weird thing I just said. Tom was all into the exercise shit like Richard Simmons and the Tybo tapes and Pilates. Y'all, Cindy embarrassed the shit out of me with fucking Richard Simmons. Cause like, they had me doing all their car chores after I turned 16. So Cindy was like, take this tape of Little Women, or whatever it was, back to the Blockbuster, because it's gonna be late. Or it probably already was late. And they had probably already called us and been like, where's that tape of Little Women? And she was like, shit, take it back to the store. And so I was like, alright. Cause, you know, I would pretty much do anything to get out of the house, so I wasn't, like, real upset with the car chores. I was like, yeah, whatever. And I was just, like, go and do it. And, like, I took that tape in, boop, took it right in, gave it to the man, and then left. And then, them people called us on the phone, And she had done sent me to the Blockbuster with Sweating to the Oldies inside of the Little Women case. And then she went LOL, got the Little Women tape out, and sent my ass back to the Blockbuster to go swap them out. And them people was laughing at me. And I was 16 and very embarrassed. I think now I probably would laugh too, but at the time I was not laughing. I was just like, I would like to turn into a vapor and blow away, but I have to do this because this woman's gonna yell at me if I don't, so I need to do it. I was just like, this is the worst day. This is the worst. Oh my god. Come to think of it, my throat ain't feeling so good lately. Maybe I got a cold?
Hi, hi.
That wouldn't be good. Do you have a fever?
熱はないみたい。咳も出るわけやないし、ちょっと声出しすぎて枯れてもうたんかな。あったかいお茶でも飲んでればきっと。
R.I.P. Blockbuster. Like, imagine being 16 years old. It's the late 90s, and you have been sent by your mother to Blockbuster to swap out the Sweating to the Oldies tape that she has inadvertently given to them. The video store in my hometown is still open. Wow! And they still have the genre signs and brown Times New Roman. Amazing. I don't think so, and I'm not coughing. Maybe my voice is just shot from talking too much. Some hot tea ought to make it better. She should go to the clinic if she can, because of, like, if it's gonna be a she's got to y'all, she got to audition. Like, this is serious business. Go to, like, girl, your voice is your instrument. You can't be, like, playing around. Vocalists are tight about shit like this, as they should be, because, like, that's their instrument, that's their art. But, you know, she's new, so maybe this is a video game and she is not a real person. I don't know what I am trying to say here. It's fine. I'm just like, no, girl, you gotta protect your voice because you got that newscaster interview. So I try to give them the nice answers, or what I think are the nice answers, and then it just goes like every other social interaction where I'm like, was that not nice? I thought that's what you wanted. Go to a clinic right away. You want to get examined by a doctor before it gets worse. I mean, like, I don't even, like, try to do what I would want, because nobody wants what I would want. Like, but I do try to be like, what would be supportive? What would make this person, I don't know, feel better or be happy? And then, like, try to, like, do that? But I do not always guess properly there. And it is a guess. I don't always know. So, yeah, I'm just like, I'm trying to help you. She's not gonna like this. She don't want to be told to go to the doctor. Go to a clinic right away. I mean, I would not, like, I would just normally be like, I don't like the whole, like, banging on people to go to a doctor, because, like, I've had enough of that in my life. But I'm just like, for this, I was like, she's a newscaster, though. And, like, I don't think, I mean, it seems like the medical system is not what I thought it was. I thought that they must have something like what they have in Canada, but they don't. It's different. And there is money that people have to pay, and, like, medical debt is a huge part of the series, but, like, it's not like it is here. And I think that, you know, a basic visit is not, like, too bad, I think. I don't know. Now I'm psychoanalyzing myself. I'm like, I don't know if she has money, and I told her to go to the doctor. That's rude. It is, though. I'm like, it's like you can't just be randomly calling ambulances for people. That's thousands of dollars. Now I'm second guessing myself. Alright, I'm just gonna have to go with it because I already selected it. Go to the clinic right away. You want to get examined by a doctor before it gets worse.
そんな脅かさ
Ah,
れ
she
て
didn't
も
like it.
今ちょっと調子悪いだけやってば
Me trying not to panic about the ambulance ride and ER visit I just had yesterday. Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry. You know, I had a friend who got some, something through some program. I got a bunch of stuff forgiven. So, I can ask them what it is if you want. But I don't have to. And I'll just move on. I'm just like, heck. I know. This ain't, like, this country is inhumane. Like, this is not no right way to treat people. You should not have to think about that when you are sick. You just shouldn't. It's not right. Is the end. If it's not too much trouble, I would appreciate it. Okay, I'll ask them, and I'll get back to you. I'm just gonna go with what she wants. Really? I sure hope it's nothing.
もう秋山さんは心配性なんやからそんな大騒ぎするほどのことやないって
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. Like, it just hurts your heart. You know, I saw this, like, lady take a real, she, like, fainted on the bus. And, like, it was pretty scary, and people were trying to help her. People say that people in Philadelphia are not nice, and, like, people in Philadelphia will tell you about yourself, okay? They will tell you about yourself, they will cuss you out, they will give you opinions you did not ask for. The children here will tell you things about yourself you did not need to know. You're just like, my feelings are so hurt now. I am simply gonna leave. They are blunt. You know, but direct. Sometimes it can be a little assholey, and a lot of times it's just directness, right? It's just people being direct. But it has a reputation for being, like, mean and assholes and people fighting and stuff like that. But, like, it's not like that. It is just a place. You know, the culture is very working class, and it's very direct in the way that, like, working class people can be very direct. But, like, that's how I grew up, so I'm comfortable with it, you know. But, like, man, if somebody, because, like, it does happen, you know, people will, like, fall out, or people, like, somebody was trying to drive the wrong way up a street, and people, like, got out on the road and stopped the traffic, and were like, no, turn around. There's a part in the city where, like, if you don't know this part of the street very well, there's a part where it goes from being 2 lanes to 1 lane, and if you don't know that, and you don't see the signs, you can get turned around in that intersection, and it's very busy. So, like, people went out and blocked it off and got him turned back around the other way. I think someone even told him, like, how to go. But, like, you know, I've fallen down, and people will run and, like, help you, pick you up, be like, are you okay? You know, but, like, this poor lady, and she fell, and, like, you know, the driver had to stop the bus. We actually all had to get off the bus, because apparently if there's an incident where someone gets hurt, they have to, like, stop and file a report. So we had to all go get on another bus, which was fine. I mean, she was hurt, and nobody was mad about it or nothing. But, like, you know, people was trying to, like, talk to her and see if she was okay. And the only thing that she kept saying was, like, you can't call an ambulance. You can't call an ambulance. Don't call the ambulance. Don't call the ambulance. I'm fine. And, like, she did not seem fine. You know what I mean? And so, like, a couple of, like, young girls basically were like, where are you going? And she told them where she was going. And because I was just like, I'm going to trail this lady because she don't seem okay. Right? And like, they were talking to her, and then they came back because everybody had kind of stopped and was kind of like, what should we do? You know, talking amongst themselves. And like, and I was just like, I'm gonna trail her. or something, and someone's like, somebody's got to do something, she's not okay. And so like she says she was going to her auntie's house, and so they talked to her, figured out where she was going, and then sent one of them back and was like, we're gonna walk her to where she's going and tell her auntie what happened. And so like that's what they did. But yeah, I mean, I just fucking like, this is just a bad country, you know, like it shouldn't be like that. Yeah, I mean, the time I had to call an ambulance, I like really left it probably past when I should have, because I was scared too. But, you know, yeah, it's not great. This is a bad country. It's bad. Um, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I literally was just had like poor people American experience. This is the poor people American experience. This is what it's like when you're like, well, if I have what I think might be a really bad allergic reaction to a medication, I could go sit. I could have someone drive me to the ER parking lot, and I'll just take a bunch of Benadryl, and we'll have like a couple of people sit in the car with me, and will like monitor me, and then if it gets really bad, they can just like pop the door open and run and get somebody. And then maybe it'll be fine and you won't have to go in and you don't have to call an ambulance. You know. It's bad. I think that the sort of imperial supremacy of like the American empire around the world, and the like ubiquity of American media all over the place, gives people an idea of what it's like to live in America that is not true for a significant amount of people. Yeah. You're such a worrywart, Akiyami-san. You're making a big fuss over nothing.
Oi, oi.
Hey, come on. I'm concerned about you is all.
分かってるで
I
心配して
know.
くれてありがとう
And I appreciate the concern.
たく。
Sheesh. Could you not make me worry so much? Oh, y'all, Reggie's medicine finally came in the mail. UPS has done screwed up so bad they called me on the phone.
うちな
Which I didn't even know was a thing they
久々に
did.
お酒で失敗してしもてん
But it's here. We do not have to pill him anymore. I had to find the pill shooter, and we were shooting the little Prozac pill down his throat while he was like, ner, 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 ner. I'm like rubbing his neck, like, come on, bud, you gotta swallow it. And he's like, ner, like wiggle, wobbling, trying to get away from it. Just like, buddy, please. And a transdermal finally showed up. Yes.
Huh?
Oh, whoops. I messed up. What kind of... She said she had a slip up with drinking. Oh, what kind of slip up are we talking?
記憶なくなるまで飲んでしもたんや
I wound up drinking so much I blacked out. That is not great. I mean, I went... I have had some times in college and etc., but like it's not great. Oh no, I hate this, Akiyama, what the fuck?
せやんなさすがに反省してます
I definitely regret it.
ほんでなそん時着てたコートどこかでなくしてしもたみたいやねん脱いだ覚えもないしなんでないんやろ
See, that's what happens, you lose your coat. Also, I think I lost the coat I was wearing. I don't even remember taking it off. I wonder where it could be. I've been just like jibber jabbering today. I feel so much better. My back does not hurt and I feel so much better. But y'all, do y'all want to hear a story about Molly? Like, that's my sister. Molly is also a mess. Just like a full mess. Because like, honey, the time at which our father is forcing me to listen to Tony Robbins tapes, it's not that he is paying more attention to me. That's not it. You do not want this man to pay attention to you. You want one? Alright. So, my parents, who told me, this is not part of the story, it is just an eternal beef I will have for the rest of my life, told me to go fuck myself and, like, pay for college, whatever, fuck you. Paid for my sister to go to college. And paid for her to go on a student exchange program. So she got to spend a semester in Ireland. I was so jealous because I so wanted to go to Ireland. So, I started scheming. I had also, they like begged me. This fucking nerve of these people. They begged me to come back home and help them with their failing restaurant. And so I did, because honestly, I had other plans, but there was a recession and everything fell through and I didn't have a plan B, so I just did it. But like, I formulated a scheme. And here was what my scheme was, is I too was going to go to Ireland. So, I saved up all my pizza money for months, y'all. Like, because I knew she was going to Ireland before she even went, because you have to get approved for these things. So, it was an amount of months. And then I started interneting. And this was in like 2000, so it was not easy. And I'm like, boop, 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 boop. And I'm looking. And I find this like business class ticket to London from Atlanta that is like so cheap. I've never seen it before or since. It was I swear to God, it was like $600. It was so cheap. I don't even understand what was happening. It's probably because it was soon. So I informed my parents that I was taking a pizza restaurant sabbatical for, God, it was like 5 or 6 weeks. And so they let me book this ticket and then book the return flight. You could book it kind of within 6 weeks. And so I booked it out as far as I could. And I had been buying travel. These people were not paying any attention to what I was doing. So I was buying travel guides, saving all this money. And they never noticed. And I didn't say anything. So I'm like, ba-boom, I'm going to London. And then I'm gonna tour around the UK. I'm gonna go backpacking, and like maybe I'll say hello to Molly while I'm there. And they were like, "You can't do that." And I'm like, "I think you'll find that I can." And I'm going to. Goodbye. And so that's what I did. I stayed, like, I backpacked around Ireland and the UK, and it was delightful. This was before I had hurt my back. It was just a great time. And I did, when I informed Molly that I was going to be doing this, she was like, "You should come stay with me." And I was like, seriously? Right? Because I'm like, you don't even like me. Sorry, I was in the middle of a Pretty Princess run, so timer, haha, fuck you, Allie's parents. I was just like, what are you gonna do? Fire me from this job I don't even really want? That you begged me to come take because you can't keep people? Because don't nobody want to work for Tom because he's an asshole and they can go get a minimum wage job doing this literally anywhere else so he can't keep nobody? Pfft, come on. Yeah, I was literally like, what are you gonna do? And then I just left. I had 2 weeks to get my shit together. And I had researched everything, right? Like, I had it down to a T. I had rail pass information. I had all my guidebooks, everything. And, like, And it was wonderful. I had the best time. I loved it so much. I think upon that trip fondly, often. And like Ireland is beautiful. It was beautiful. Like my mom's people are from Ireland, so that's partly why I wanted to go. But I mean, also it's just like, you know how Ireland looks like really beautiful in pictures, and kind of subconsciously you might think to yourself, does it really look like that though? It does though. It's gorgeous. And so, but yeah, I'm confused because Molly's like, come and stay with me for like a few days, and then maybe we could travel around together. And I was like, really? Tom was such a bad manager. If somebody messed up an order, he would snatch up the ticket and walk down the line and be like, who messed this up? Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Who messed it up? Who messed it up? And I'm just like, what, like someone's gonna raise their hand? You are wasting time. When I was managing, I would just be like, listen, y'all, this pizza got messed up. Here is the ticket. It needs to go priority right the fuck now. So do it, please, right now. We're gonna push everything else back, and we're just gonna make this as quickly as possible. We're gonna put it through, and we're gonna give the customer a discount, and that's how we're gonna do it. And like, people liked working with me. It is gorgeous. I had the best time. The thing I thought was hilarious is like, because I had a backpack, like a hiking backpack, and then a small one, like a day pack. And so I would leave the big backpack at the hostel, like locked up, and take the small one around when I was going around during the day. And everyone just thought I was a regular student. And so they'd come up to me and like start talking to me. And then when I would reply back, they would go, ah, you're American. And I was just like, all my life. But like, they weren't expecting me to be American, but I am. But yes, so I was confused, but like, I don't know, at that point, like, we had always had conflict, and I was like, I wanted to be friends with her. Like, that thing that people tell you when you're like snapping at your siblings, like, when you grow up, you know, like, your kids, you'll grow up and you'll like understand each other better, and you'll like get along better, and it'll be fine. And like, sometimes it does work out that way, and sometimes it does not. And I like did want to be at least friendly with her, because like the only person on earth who knows the exact shading detail of how fucked our parents are is Molly. She's the only one. She's the only one that knows the totality of it. But she's so mean. So anyway, I was just like, I wanted it, so I agreed. And then she gave me a fucking shopping list. Please bring me this and this and this and this stuff they don't have in Ireland. And I was like, okay. And so it was before 9/11, so you could take contact solution on the plane. I'm not saying they don't have contact solution in Ireland, but she wanted a specific kind. So I did it, and I brought her this stuff, and y'all, she straight up ditched me. Like, I mean, I was not like that mad about it, but she had roommates, and they had all had their sisters come out at the same time. Like, there were 3 of them, and the other 2 had sisters that were visiting at the same time, and like, they felt bad for me, so they invited me to go out with them, to go out drinking and go to clubs and like hang out and stuff, because Molly was off. She was like, do you want to come to this church service? And I was like, no, I did not come to Ireland to go to church. I'm 21 years old. That's not what are you talking about? Bye, Gilda. And so I was just like, whatever. I mean, I think they felt worse for me than I did, because I was just like, she is just gonna be weird if we go out drinking, because she's a weirdo. Like, she'll do things, and then she feels like Jesus guilt and gets mad about it, or like, at that point, that was her kind of MO. And so anyway, she comes back, we go traveling around, and it's like, because even Tom was like, this is a bad idea, just so you know, this is a horrible idea. You and your sister traveling together? Pfft, I don't know. And like, I mean, he weren't wrong. And like, ditch me again in Dublin, fine. I go around, I go to museums, I go see movies, I go to bookstores, I bought all this stuff, I went to post office, sent it home to myself. I'm perfectly capable of entertaining myself, and I did. Just kind of chit-chatting with people, buy a little street food. It was great. And because she was off doing weird Jesus stuff in Dublin. I don't know what it was. But like, I don't care. And so I'm just like, no, I don't want to do it. And I stopped listening. Um, and so then we go off, somewhere else. And basically, she's getting mad at me because I have these guides, right? And I have the, like, I believe it were the Let's Go guides. And she was mad because she would say something, and I would just be, well, the guide says blah, blah, blah. I mean, I guess she was just mad about that. I don't understand why. Because I was like, I don't know if you should, like, do this thing because the guide says not to do it because it can cause problems. I believe the thing specifically is it recommended not, when you change money, to not get, like, I don't know if this is still true, but this is what I remember, and if this is inaccurate, I'm sorry. It's been many years. But in my memory, what it was that if you got your traveler's checks changed into pounds, and we had to change money also, because we went up through Ireland to Northern Ireland and then to Scotland. And it's like, if you change your money in, at that point they weren't on the euro, so it was from punts to pounds, then, like, don't, or if you're cashing in a traveler's check, don't let them give you, like, Northern Irish pounds or Scottish pounds. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And, like, apparently there was, like, a different picture on them, even though they're supposed to be the same money, but, like, if you take them from one part of the UK to another, and then they might not take it. That's what they said. And I was just like, I want the ones with a queen's face on them, please, because I heard those are good everywhere. And she was like, you are being a dingus and embarrassing me. And I was just like, that's what the guide said, so, like, I'm just gonna do that because I don't have problems. And then, like, lo and behold, we go the hostel in Scotland, and they look at her like pounds from Northern Ireland, and they're like, nah, you go change those. And she had to pay another change fee. And I didn't say anything, I just went with her to the change office, and, like, she changed her money, and it was fine. But I could tell she's, like, simmering, Fine. We go to the hostel. I had booked the hostel out of the book. And, there was a, like, charge for the key, like a key deposit. And, she was like, give me that! To the key. And puts it in her coat. And is like, you always lose everything. I mean, at the time, I was like, fair enough. That's not wrong. And I was like, alright. And so, we had met up with this guy on the train. And he wanted to go clubbing, so we did. And, like, blah, blah, blah. We get there. And I'm like, aren't you going to check your coat? And she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you need to check your coat. Like, what are you gonna just leave it on the booth? It's not North Carolina, And she's like, bleh. She's like, no, that's a waste of money. And I was like, okay. And, and, like, I was like, okay. So I checked my coat. It was only £1. And then she did not, and her coat got stolen. This thing about her coat, that's what reminded me of it. Her coat got stolen with her wallet, all of her money, and, like, and the stupid, the key to the hostel also got stolen. And, like, and I was just like, well, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'm not gonna be a butt about it, because, like, I mean, it already happened. What am I gonna be like, I was just like, okay, fine. And she's like, please, will you pay for this, and blah, and I was just like, I can't pay for anything, and I was like, yes, it's fine. And so I like paid all of the hostel thing, and I paid for the food. And it was, yeah, the key. And we had to go get a key, and I paid the second key deposit and everything else. And and I could tell it's like it's making her like the. You ever have somebody where you're like, "Hey man, maybe don't do it that way," and they're like, "I will do what I want," and you're like, maybe something bad will happen, and they're like, "Fuck you," and then the bad thing does happen. You can see that they're waiting for you to like be like, "Ah," but like I don't know, I don't really like that, so I don't really do that. And so I didn't, and like you can see the person getting mad that you're not trying to shame them for not listening to you, which I just think is so strange. But that's what was happening. And so then she asked me to look at, she was this paper. She was so worried about this paper. She had this paper. She had to turn in a paper. And she had taken a class where apparently she had to write a paper. And she was really worried about it. And I was like, yeah, no, of course, I'll help you. And then, like, it turned out the class was about, like, angels in literature. But, like, I don't know what she thought in her weird evangelical Christian brain that this was gonna be, but it was not that. And, like, and she was so mad about how blasphemous it was, and she wrote this paper, and she was just like, I just don't know. And she's like, I don't know if I can do it. And then it was like, it turned out the paper was like 2 pages long. And I was like, sweetie, you've written longer papers than this before. I was shocked. I was just expecting her to like need help with like fleshing out like a 20-page paper or something. So I reacted with some shock, and that made her angry. And I was like, it's not a big deal, I'll still help you. And then she wouldn't let me. And then I was about to, I was trying to do something, and she screamed. She was like, fuck your guide, fuck you and your fucking guidebooks. You take your guidebooks to hell, or something along those lines. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave. and she's like screaming at me in the middle of the street in Ireland, to the point where like people in the street were like saying very loudly to make sure that we could overhear that the problem with Americans was that they were so loud. And I'm fucking mortified, and I'm just like, go back to your house that you live in Ireland, and I am just going to continue to travel. I do not wish to travel with you anymore. Goodbye. This was a failure. And she was like, fine, I need to go back home and finish my paper. And I was like, you do that. And then she says to me, she said she was going to take this one ferry, because I had insisted that we go up further and take a shorter ferry ride, because of the other ferry had some kind of weird connection thing where it was technically shorter, but if you missed the connection, the next ferry wasn't for 12 hours, and that sounded like a risk I did not want to take. So I was just like, I do not want to do that. This is what we're doing. And she's all pissed about it because it was longer, you know, and it was an extra train ride and all this stuff. She's like, I'm gonna take the other ferry back. Fuck you! Fuck, let's go Ireland! Let's go Scotland! And I was like, oh, okay, you're having a moment. So that's fine. I was just like, I don't know. I might not have even been that chill about it. I might have just been like, hey, go fuck yourself. I don't know what I said to her. But what I do know is that she took that ferry and she did miss the connection. And the next time I talked to her, she was complaining that she had to spend like 12 hours in like some rural part of the UK waiting for another ferry. 'Cause it did happen. And she was just like, you. And I'm like, I mean, would you like to read the guidebook? 'Cause you can. And that's what happened. And I mean, I think she was like partially mad because I was laughing at her face the whole time, but like I didn't laugh at her for getting her wallet stolen. Like, that sucks. You know, I mean, also because I've had my wallet stolen. And the reason why I was like, don't do that, was because I was before I started wearing messenger bags, I would just swan away from the movie theater or the table or my classroom without my purse. And I would come back, and a good 20% of the time, somebody would have stolen my fucking wallet. Or just the money out of my wallet, which honestly, if you're going to steal from me, please just take the money and leave the ID. That is so fucking agitating to replace. Just take the money. And, like, I mean, if you want the wallet, just drop the ID. Like, for fuck's sake, man. Please don't make people get new IDs. That sucks. Don't do it at all. It sucks. But, like, if you are, like, fuck, man. Leave people their IDs, at least. But, yeah, like, Jesus. And I was just like, I had that happen to me a bunch of times. And I was just like, oh, you don't want that to happen to you. It sucks. And she was just like, quiet, you! And that's what happened. I wonder where the coat could be. You went home in this cold weather without a coat? Wow, you must have been really drunk.
ああ、もう記憶ないことよりもコートなくしてしもたことがショックやわ。
And then I just went around other places and I had an absolutely, like, banging time. It was so much fun. I would just meet people in the hostels I was staying at, and they'd be like, do you want to just, like, you know, come hang out? Because they were traveling too. And I was like, yeah. And I just, like, go out places with them, and I, you know, by myself go visit, like, castles, and be like, ooh, I'm gonna go see a movie. I saw a lot of movies. I don't know, I like movies, and I was just like, I have as much time to do whatever I want, because when I was working at a restaurant, I didn't have any free time. I was just working all the time. And so I was just really enjoying my little sabbatical. I would go into bookshops, I'd go into different places and try out different little pastries. It was fun. I had a great time. I'm like, you know, I enjoy hanging out with myself. I had my little Walkman, I had my batteries. I was good. It was fun. I had a lot more fun after she left, honestly, because, like, I have a pretty good time by myself, and she was, like you say, it's just, like, I don't know. I was like, why did you come? You're not having a good time. I mean, maybe she just wanted to go to that Christian meeting in Dublin, but she could have simply gone home afterwards. I don't know why you gotta pretend. It's weird. Darn it. I'm more upset about losing the coat than about not remembering stuff. Are you sure it's gone? Are you sure it's gone? Have you looked hard for it? Maybe it's in the washing machine. Girl, it might be in your fridge. You don't know. You gotta check the fridge. The weirdest shit ends up in the fridge.
探したけど見つからへんねや。一体どこに置いてきてしもたんやろ。
I looked, but I couldn't find it. I got no idea where I could have left it. I have money. Want me to buy you a new one? Maybe if you think of it like you just exchanged it for a new one, the last won't sting as much.
そんなん嫌や。
Seriously?
やったのに。高校卒業するときおばあちゃんが記念に買うてくれたやつやねん。
Girl, what is wrong with you? Get this man to buy you an expensive coat. You could then sell for money. What the heck? No way. I mean, like, is that not the point of this? Come on. No way. I really love that coat. My grandma bought it for me when I graduated from high school.
そうか。
Ah, sounds like it meant a lot to you. Like, I don't know. When we were kids, I don't think Molly was like a evil person because she was a kid. But, like, she's always been like a weird old lady in her heart in some ways. But, like, she's just real worried about rules. And I think, you know, from her point of view, our family was like pretty socially, like it made it hard for her socially, and like I think that was hard for her. And like the religious tradition that we grew up in does encourage people's kind of like meaner tendencies, to be honest. And she was really about that, and that sucks. I wish it could have been different, you know? Because I'm just like, I don't think she's really happy in the situation that she's in, but like, I don't, like, only she can do something about that. So, sounds like it meant a lot to you.
もう誰か拾っててくれへんかな。
I don't really want to talk to her again because like she did that, like trying to pretend be friends with me to get me back in the church like too many times for me to really ever trust her again. But like, I mean, I don't want her to be miserable or anything, you know? It does suck. Like, I can tell my brother isn't happy either, but I can't make his decisions for him. Yeah, I mean, like, that's like, I think that's what like kind of really like digs in my heart about the Nishiki storyline, especially because it's just like, I have seen people just make the worst decisions one after the other, like just get all crabbed down and hateful because like they put themselves in a vice and they keep turning the handle on themselves. And you just want to be like, stop, come back, don't do it, don't go there, come back. And then it's just like, at a certain point, they're not coming back. I mean, maybe they could come back to something different, but probably not with me. And that is rough. Because, like, I don't really change like that, you know? Like, I've been pretty set, like, with my, I don't know, it seems like sometimes people go through these really difficult situations and then I just get a whole new friend group and then just decide to be a whole different person, and it's like, wow, how does that work? I don't know. Because, like, I just don't know how to be any other way other than this. So, like, I don't know, you know, I don't know what I would, like, what that would even look like or how to do it. Because I'm like, I can't, like, really fake it because, like, I have terminal stank face. And, like... And, you know, I forget what I'm supposed to be faking on pretty quickly. What the fuck? One of my Mormon neighbors followed the ambulance to put tracts and invites in our mailbox. Like, bro, read the room. That sucks. I'm just like, ugh. I hope someone finds it. Oh, man, I gotta do something good. Make an additional order. I talk so much that I don't even have time to invite her to a date. I was just sometimes it's extra chatty. I mean, it's always gonna be chatty because, like, I have, you know, I got ADHD word version, the version that comes with words, so many words. I give them away so I don't have to have them all because it's too many. No one should have this many words. You'll explode from that many words. You have to let them out. I mean, it's a joke, but it's kind of not a joke, you know? But yeah, sometimes it's a little bit more than others because, like, I don't know. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling sharp. Things are reminding me of things. It's just nice. I have too many words and not enough fucks. I love that. Terminal stank face. Why are you mad? I'm just spaced out. I mean, I think whatever For all that people say that neurodivergent people can't read neurotypical people, the reverse also applies. Because these people have a terrible time reading me. Because they'll just be like, oh my god, why are you so mad? Oh my god, why are you so sad? And I'm just like, bro, I'm thinking about time travel, and that does not make me mad or sad. It's like, oh, you look angry, and I'm like, it's just hot, and my face is red. What? Yeah, I'm just like, it doesn't, and like, when I actually am sad, that does not seem to come across, because people keep bothering me. So, like, yeah, I don't know. I think it goes both ways, because we just communicate differently. Did you come to Osaka for work, Akiyama-san? I may have lapped her.
Huh.
Yeah, I was thinking about opening an office here, so I've been hitting up Saltenbury a lot.
へえ、そうなんや。そうしたらめっちゃお金持ってそうやね。
Oh, really now? I bet you're super rich. I do alright, that's what rich people always say. I do alright. I make enough money to spend my time drinking with you like this.
景気いいですね。ほんならどんどん飲んでってくださいね。
I'm contemplating the possibility of unicorns. I do not care about your drama, Chatathan. Yes! I'm just like... Somebody asked me the most interesting question. I'm gonna have to put a lot of thought into this. They were like, do you have a stand Sona? And I was like, no, but I should. And then I was just like, I kind of just want Star Platinum, to be honest. And you're just thinking about stands and which would be good stands to have. And like, would it be more fun to have Star Platinum or Stone Free? Like, you know, which ones would I personally like? Stuff like that. I'm just like, because when people are like, what are you thinking about? And then I tell them, they always look at me like, what? And I'm like, why would you ask me a question that you clearly didn't want the answer to? How am I supposed to know? And then when I ask other people what they're thinking about, they say nothing. And I, super hyper verbal words everywhere, just for years was like, alright, fine, then don't tell me. It's like it must be lying, right? And it's like, no, sometimes they just really aren't. And I was like, what? That's not a thing. But apparently, it is a thing. This is the news from me to you. News you can use. It's true. I just did for years. I was like, what? Come on. Like how when people are like picturing stuff in their head, thought that was a metaphor. Well into my 20s. It was just like, yeah, metaphorically, we're all vibing on the idea of a beach. Sure. I like the beach. Yeah, let me think about the beach. It's fun to be at the beach. And I kind of just like think about how it feels to be at the beach and what it sounds like to be at the beach, because I can replicate sound in my head, but like picture the waves, and I'm like, I'm gonna imagine how much fun it would be if I was body surfing. Like, not in pictures though. Apparently some people can just not think. I don't know. I need drugs for that, to be honest. Like, that's why I brought some drugs, because like, it's just too much. You know, I mean, it's just all revving all the time, you know? It's too much. Sounds like you're doing well then. I hope you'll keep coming and spend time here with me. I'm sorry, honey, I messed up. I'm in the middle of a cabaret club thing. I meant to be more towards the end, but I've been like really chawing at the mouth. What did you say? He said, oh shit. Bruh, I need the drugs because everything is loud. The light is loud even. Yeah, 4C, it seems fake to me too, but apparently there are people who are just like, I'm not really thinking about anything. And I'm like, are you a wizard? I think her face is just like that, sweetie. It's the way her hair is making it look like that. Sounds like you're doing well then. I hope you'll keep coming to spend time here with me. Josh wanted to know if it was on a little bit of a fisheye lens because he thought her face looked a little big, in a weird way. And I'm like, no, I think it's just her hair is doing a weird thing to her cheekbones. No, he was sincerely asking. I mean, I do think that they have some kind of, they've got some kind of filter on those lights that's also a little blur, so I can see why he thought it might be a little distorted. What do you usually do, Hanoka?
うちは普通に学校行ってますけど、3年生です。
Me? I'm going to school right now. I'm in my 3rd year.
そうか。
Of college? You're nothing like the typical girl who goes to college in Tokyo. You're much more of a go-getter, where they're much more reserved.
大阪の女は明るく元気なんが売りやで。東京みたいな可愛いだけの子らとはちゃうんやから。
Oh man, the towns are beefing. We Osaka girls are renowned for our cheerful disposition. All the girls in Tokyo that got going for them is their looks. I mean, that's not nothing though, is it? You can say that again. Akiyama, what the fuck does that mean?
うちな、大学のミスコンで入賞したこともあんねんで。
I won a prize in a beauty contest at my college, I'll have you know. This was a lie. Wow, that's amazing. No, it's a lie.
せやろ。うち店の中でも外でもナンバーワンなんやで。
This is also a lie. This girl just makes up lies for fun. Ain't it just? I'm the #1 girl in this club and outside of it. Alright, you give off that impression did not work, so I'm gonna be like, a prize? A prize? What place did you get?
なんでぼかしたとこわざわざ突っ込んでくるん？そこ触れたらあかんやろ。
You liar! Why are you asking for details I didn't give? You're not supposed to go there. I hate it when people do shit like this where they're like, blah blah, and you're like, oh really? And they're like, yeah, and then they're like, haha, I was only joking, and I'm like, is this jokes? Like that meme with the guy with the butterfly, and I'm like, saying weird lies and then getting fake angry about it, and I'm like, are these jokes? My jokes are better.
Yeah.
It's just that usually someone would say they won the grand prize or whatever.
3位ですけど。
Fine then, I got 3rd place. Go figure. I expected something like that.
ええやん。入賞したのはほんまなんですから。
Yes, you were! Still, I wasn't lying about winning a prize.
ちょっと待った。
You did too! God, pasta, I'm just joshing. I'll see myself out. Weird butterfly guy is my brand. Yeah. I'm not saying it's bad. It takes courage to enter a beauty contest, and winning 3rd prize is no small feat.
今さらそんな慰められても嬉しないわ。
Girl, you lied about it! In laying the praise on me at this point doesn't really mean much after having said all that.
ついでに言うと、店の成績もナンバーワンとちゃうねんけどな。
Although speaking of which, my rank at the club ain't really #1 either.
はいはい。
Oh. Okay. Is she weird?
お時間となりますが。
Normally I would extend, but it's time for dinner, so I'm gonna leave. We did not get a level, but I'll just deal with it later. I have all the money.
秋山
I
さん。
won it from gambling. Oh God!
はよ来てや。
She's rubbing her forehead on his shoulder. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ah, come back soon. Will do. Hee hee. Heart. Thank you. I think we will have a nice dinner. Yeah. This weirdo. She just was like, I lied about it, hee hee. Also, how was I supposed to know that that's what was gonna happen? When I just said a prize, this is rigged. Lies. Please do not make me. No, fuck off. No, fuck off. No, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. I made it. Oh my god. She does not know him well enough to be rubbing her face on him like that. Alright. Alright, y'all. That's the stream. I hope that y'all had a nice time. I had a really good time. And I hope it was fun for y'all. Hopefully, I'll see you on Friday. I'm just gonna, it's a little late, so I'm just gonna dip on the regular outro. But my name is Allie, and from Ok2BeFat, because it's okay to be fat. This has been Yakuza 5. Gotta go. Bye. It was fun.